Okay, back on air. Gonna post something else on Instagram about that. Yo, hold on. All right, we're back on. Yeah. So today, Avengers Age of Ultron comes out. I'm not seeing it till tomorrow though. So if you dare give me spoilers, you will not like what's coming to you. But what I decided to do was a worst to best list of Marvel movies. Well, Marvel Studios movies. They have to be made by Marvel Studios and they have to take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not including Avengers Age of Ultron, because obviously I haven't seen that yet. So let's start with the worst. The worst Marvel Studios movie. The only Marvel Studios movie I genuinely do not like. Iron Man 3. This movie was so bad. Okay, I've still not gotten over the Mandarin thing. Because, and I know you're going to say, but it was a good plot twist. Okay, well, if there was a Spider Man movie where it turned out Uncle Ben was a drug dealer before he died, that would be a plot twist, but nobody would like that. Because it's okay to have plot twists, but just as long as you don't ruin the characters. And if you've read the comics, you'll know that Mandarin to Tony Stark is like he's like Green Goblin to Spider Man, or Lex Luthor to Superman, or even Joker to Batman. That's just how important he is. And that was a complete disrespect. And if he's not going to be the villain, they should actually make, Aldrich Killian the best villain possible. They didn't do that. He was a generic as crap villain. And I didn't like that at all. No, 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 no. So, Iron Man 3 sucked. Also, I didn't like a lot of the plot holes. The plot holes, like, well, not really, some of them were sort of plot holes, but, like, he has the house party protocol in his basement the whole time. The whole time, he has the house party protocol in his basement. He never thinks to use it until the last minute. Like, seriously? It makes no sense. Not to mention, he was out of character. Tony would never, never give up his armors for a girl. So, yeah, that's my verdict on Iron Man 3. Next up, not a bad movie, but an okay movie. Iron Man 2. It was okay. It wasn't as bad as a lot of people said, but my main concern was that it was a complete carbon copy of Iron Man 1. Um, it was just a complete carbon copy. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's a carbon copy. It's the exact same movie, and I didn't like that. But I mean, that's the only bad thing. I mean, yeah, there's not really a lot to love or hate about this movie, aside from the fact that it's a complete carbon copy of the first one. And that's not to say the first one was bad, but you know, I would have liked something a little bit new. But yeah, so that's my next one. Also, Whiplash. Oh God, I hate. Don't even get me started with Whiplash. Next, Whoa. Um, Next we have Thor: The Dark World. So Thor: The Dark World, again, not a great movie. I would give Iron Man 3 a 4 out of 10, and I'd give Iron Man 2 a what you would call it. Trying to think. I would give Iron Man 2 a 6 out of 10, and I would give Iron Man, yeah, and I would give Thor: The Dark World a 6 out of 10. I just did not like it. I just really did not love it. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't great. I One thing I liked about Thor: The Dark World was the family dynamic. But again, here's the thing: a lot of people argue that oh, the Marvel movies, the Thor movies should be like Lord of the Rings style movies. Other people argue it should be like Thor 1, where it's more so down to earth. And personally, I think there's room for both, but you gotta pick one or the other. You can't do both. And Marvel tried to do both. They tried to give everybody a banana, which doesn't work. It really just doesn't work, and it doesn't mesh well, and it had trouble establishing tone. And also, don't get it. Oh God, no, not Malekith. Malekith. Oh God, such a terrible villain, so forgettable, no personality whatsoever. And really, Christopher Eccleston chose this over Day of the Doctor? Really? But now we're gonna get into the ones that I liked. I didn't love these next couple. Um, but I like them. Next is Captain America: The First Avenger. Yeah, I think they pretty much there were some really important moments in Captain America's life. I thought it was good. I thought it had a good origin, really great character development for Steve Rogers, both before and after he becomes Captain America. But what I really did not like was how there were some of the most important events from the comics that were in this movie. They just breezed right through. Like it felt like they didn't put any effort into them. Like for instance, I know he comes back, but Bucky's death felt rushed. That should have been at the end of the movie. Bucky's death. I mean, it was completely forgotten about later on, and I didn't like the way they did Bucky's death. Even though, of course, he does come back. But yeah, so let's go on to Thor. I actually really liked Thor. Yeah, the first Thor one. Um, so yeah, I actually kind of liked it. Um, I really did like down to earth thing because I know a lot of people don't like it. They just say, "Oh, everything should be on Asgard," but I really thought that it added character development, and it really showed, beneath this big strong god, who Thor really was. Um, but the one thing I did not like about him being on Earth was Jane Foster and Darcy. They were so freaking annoying. Holy crap. So yeah, I didn't like them, but overall, pretty decent movie, and I thought they did a really good job with laying the groundwork with Loki for future Marvel movies. Coming up next, Incredible Hulk. Yes, Incredible Hulk. It's probably the most forgotten film, Marvel Studios film so far, but I still really actually kind of liked it. There are only two problems I had with it. Which was um, obviously the ending was a little bit anticlimactic. They actually said that the writers and actors even came up with multiple ideas for endings, and they all debated about which one they wanted. And Edward Norton actually said he was upset that his ending, I don't know what his ending was, but he was upset that his ending didn't, make it. So yeah, I'm gonna turn the Q&A settings on if you guys want to ask me questions. Okay, Q&A settings are on. Sup? Oh yes. Oh yes. Whoa. Oh, sorry. Bit of a mishap here. Yep. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry about that. But anyways, so we're gonna continue on. So yeah, so superhero fans, subscribe to him. He's doing a fan film called Spider-Man: Web of Legends, and yeah. But continuing on, so Incredible Hulk, yeah, the ending I didn't like that. Another thing I didn't like was that I feel it took too much time, taking stuff from the '80s Hulk series and not enough from the comics. Well, still think I think they took enough from the comics, but I think they focused more on making it like the '80s series than making it like, the comics. The main source material, which, I didn't really like. But still a good movie. And I prefer Edward. So I'm sorry. I love. Don't get me wrong. I think that Mark Ruffalo is doing a great job as Bruce Banner / Hulk. I still like Edward Norton better. And by the way, the 2003 Hulk movie was bull crap. I hated it. It sucked. It's one of my least favorite Marvel movies ever. So let's continue. Yes, Iron Man 1. Yes, we are going to continue on with Iron Man. Yep, Iron Man 1. So, Iron Man 1 was a really, really good movie. It really, really did a great job with kicking off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And everybody thought it was going to suck, obviously, but Robert Downey Jr. surprised everyone, did a great job. Really brought a lot of magic, but it was like a roller coaster ride. And once you saw this, you knew the Avengers was going to be good. Yeah. So next up, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. You're probably wondering, why is this only number 3? Why isn't this like number 1 or number 2 at least? Okay. The reason why I love it, I think it's great. I love the espionage theme that they had to it. It was great. The one thing I did not like, the one thing I just hated. God, yeah, that I just really, really, really hated was all the plot holes. Yes, all the freaking plot holes. Like what? Okay, Captain America. He's the living legend. The paparazzi never follows him around. Like really? And then he goes into a museum he goes into the Smithsonian, and to see an artifact about like a section all about him. The only person who notices that it is him is a child. What? What? And then, of course, all the helicarriers just happen to fall into the water. Makes no sense whatsoever. So anyway, so yeah, superhero fan said the Hulk in 2003 didn't make me believe he was on screen, and the Incredible Hulk and Avengers, I believed he was there. I agree, sir. I agree. 100% agree. So next up, the Avengers. The Avengers. Yes, that's right. But nonetheless, I still like Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I think it's a great movie. I love the espionage. I love the tone. I just did not like that. All the plot holes. But yeah, moving on. The Avengers. Great, 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 great movie. Really, just great. It was like It felt like a straight out episode of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which I loved. And by the way, screw you, Avengers Assemble. You are a crappy, crappy television show, and you deserve to be canceled. But yeah, Avengers was a great movie. The only problem was Hawkeye. But I've heard that Hawkeye is better in Avengers Age of Ultron. So I'll keep my hopes up. So, number one, let's see. What is the best Marvel movie? At least in my opinion. Wait for it. Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes. It is the best Marvel movie of all time. When I heard they were making Guardians of the Galaxy into a movie, I thought this idea sucked. I was like, how could you put. First of all, nobody knows who the Guardians of the Galaxy freaking are. Second of all, how can you put a raccoon and a talking tree on screen? You see, I was afraid that it would be, that there would be way too much CGI and Groot and Rocket Raccoon would look fake. They looked incredible, actually. And also, I thought this was just going to be weird. I just thought this was going to be a weird, weird movie. But I think what they did was they added a lot of humor and they added a lot of character development as well that made the two, the two movies really good. Not the two movies, sorry. That made the characters, really relatable, even though they're not human. You could still all relate to their struggles, to every struggle they had. Groot and Rocket Raccoon just wanted friends. You could understand that. Whatchamacallit? Drax just wanted to avenge his family. He wanted to feel pride once again because his family had died, and he wanted to do something his family, if they were alive, would be proud of. We all get that feeling sometimes. Star-Lord, Star-Lord, he really, you could definitely relate to his struggles. He was kind of like, he wanted money at first, but eventually he started to realize that, he kind of, he and his friends, the Guardians of the Galaxy, could make a really great team, and he realized that potential. And the movie turned out to be amazing. But I want to know in the comment section below, what are your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movies? Oh, okay. We just got another thing. We got another statement request from Superhero Fan Productions. He says, can we start a petition to get Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble off the air? We could point out the facts on why they are bad, like whenever there is a new movie uh, or a new movie in the works, um, and make uh, them put Spectacular Spider-Man and Avengers. I think there was supposed to be more of that. But yep, see, right on the screen. I think it should be on the screen right now. Hopefully it is. I don't know. I've never done this live Q&A thing before. But yeah, that's what here's the thing. I tried actually back in 2012 when Ultimate Spider-Man was on, before I had my Instagram. I actually tried to start a petition to cancel Ultimate Spider-Man. It didn't work, so I pray to God that this would work, but I doubt it would work. Also, another problem is there are unfortunately poor souls who do not realize the stupidity of this show. There are like seriously people that will actually go out of their way to defend this crappy show, and it really wasn't great. Oh, and here he finishes his comment. He said, "Earth's mightiest heroes back on the air, and who people will start to realize the original was better." I've given a lot of points actually to people about it and about why it's bad, and people still won't acknowledge it. I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man had a crossover with Jesse. Here, I'll show you the rest of the comment. Ultimate Spider-Man had a crossover with Jesse. That's just how bad the show was. But there are still people that will defend it afterwards. I don't see how you can defend it after that horrific, that horrific episode. It says, but yeah, so I wish we could, but I doubt we could. But I really do respect the enthusiasm. So I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here. Just why not? What's this cameraman? Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, I'm just playing around with new features because I'm kind of new to like doing anything. Okay, I'm gonna draw. How do I draw? I'm supposed to be drawing. Okay, you're supposed to be drawing. Why aren't you drawing? Draw! Okay, I'm downloading Google Effects. Oh, what are these effects? Well, I can't use them either. Crap, because I can't video cam anything. These effects are useless. What's showcase? What does showcase mean? Hold on. Let me see what showcase does. I'm gonna get a link for showcase. Just getting a random link from one of my videos. Right. Show item. Oh wow. Okay, I think I'm gonna go now, but yeah, so bye.